They said we could be anything we wanted. A president, a singer, a book writer, anything. While most of my friends took that to high school and beyond, I thought much differently. I wanted to be a YouTuber, and a video game YouTuber at that. Years after high school, after all the years, I'd say after all the hard work, it's finally panned out just fine for me. They say when your dreams come true, that also all the worst parts come true. And how right they were. I had no idea that by the end of this, I would be a dead man. Fame. It happens so fast. It's keeping that fame that's the hard part. When it seems you've made it, or your definition of made it, there always seems to be companies or channel networks that want a piece of you and your channel, but never taking the time to see the real you. Imagine having your wildest dream come true, thinking it will give you nothing but happiness, only to realize this was nothing that you wanted. It's almost like a joke, or a sick curse. When I uploaded my first Fortnite video, and I know this sounds cliche, it's what every YouTuber says, but I never thought it would get that many views. I remember I had just uploaded it and rushed to my less than ideal job. I took a break 1 hour into my job working, and I freaked out in the bathroom that my video already had 1,000 views. I couldn't imagine the next day when I checked, and it had over 50,000 views. And I had over 10,000 new subscribers. Suddenly everyone wanted to hear my words, and that meant a lot. Growing up, no one wanted to hear anything I had to say. But now that dream has faded, and it seems that I've woken up to the reality. I feel empty. I feel like I can't understand. Is this how life is? Is life one big disappointment after the next? Were all of our dreams just superficial? And when they came true, do we just go, meh, as if we never really wanted it to begin with? But hey, I'm getting off on a long tangent. Sorry, YouTubers can be very odd sometimes, and well, I'm no exception. It's been a crazy week filled with business meetings and analytics. Not something you think about when you think about any of your favorite YouTubers. But after all, YouTube is a business. But this one email, it just caught my eye, and I get a ton of emails, some from companies, some from YouTubers, some from fans, and this was definitely a nice business proposal email. It started out like a normal one, complimenting me on my talents as a YouTuber, and that this is the reason why they were so interested in doing a sponsored video with me. The line in the email that stood out most to me, though, was that they wanted to meet me in person at their offices, all expenses paid. They just wanted to talk in person, and this was definitely a breath of much needed fresh air. My final product of a video launches for thousands to see, but when these videos are getting made, it's so depressing. It's literally just me alone in a corner of my studio, talking to myself. I followed up quickly to their email, and the next week I found myself flying out to California to go to this company's studio to see their product. Usually a YouTuber would want the highest payout from a sponsored video, but me? I was just happy to get out of my house that was slowly becoming a prison. We talked about Fortnite and how it affects all generations differently and how marketing can be affected by age. Example, a 30-year-old plus will play Fortnite and in higher numbers, and statistically they spend the most V-Bucks in a single purchase. While someone 20 and younger will spend the most on solo purchases like buying one skin at a time, multiple times a week, most likely because they have their parents' debit card and still live at home. Conversations about Fortnite and playing it are literally what I live for and why I have money for food and shelter. I looked up from the long table that was filled with their company's higher-ups. We were in a big skyscraper. You could see other buildings. And if you were walking on the pavement below, you'd think that the building you were looking at was huge. Meanwhile, the one I'm in was the tallest one, towering over what you thought was the highest building. In a way, it's a metaphor for how far I've come. In a way, it's a metaphor for how fast someone can fall. I was lost taking in the sights. Their company's president said, trying to get my attention. He offered me a contract right then and there. It was for multiple videos, and the price was fair. I didn't think I would need to read all the fine print, so I didn't read it. I signed the contract, not knowing I'd just signed my death warrant. "It's done," the president said. "We will release the video right after the media knows of your death." "What?" I said to them. The president told me the most chilling thing I had ever heard. No one cares about you or your name. They only care about who you are to them and what you represent to them. And dying will cement your place. You'll be immortal, just like all the others who died too soon. The doors opened, and two large men in suits and ties came up to the meeting room. They had a rope. "Come on, it'll be quick." The whole energy of the room changed. My nerves were acting crazy. My only thought was to leave the room and run. I tried to make it past the two men, but they stopped me. One tackled me to the ground, and he began to choke me. I blacked out from the lack of oxygen. When I woke up to wind hitting me in my face. I looked down. I was at the very top of this building now. I had a rope around my neck. They were about to drop me off of this building. "Please, you don't have to do this," I tell them. "No, we really do. Your death will make us so much money," the president said. Before I could say anything, the president pushed me. As I take in my final few moments before the rope suffocates me and fully breaks my neck, I never really amounted to anything. I was just a proper pawn for those really in control. Man, playing Fortnite really was the death of me.